a command came about, it must have been 2 months that the Germans were in our town. It was a large town. And they commanded that we all, the part that was slums, this was designated to be Lodge Ghetto. Now you did hear about Lodge Ghetto because it was one of the largest ghettos, and it was up to almost the end of the war. No ghetto stayed as long as the Lodge Ghetto. So they designated that we all the Jews from town would have to go to that Lodge Ghetto, which immediately was surrounded with barbed wire. Only people that had very big businesses were given green bands and were allowed to go to their businesses and teaching the Germans how to run the business. And as a reward, the Germans said, you can take a bed or a quilt or something as a reward to the ghetto for your family. Now, my family consisted of, I was the youngest. I had a brother 8 years older than me. My mother had a son at 18. I had a sister 2 years older than me. We were three. And now my brother was, since we lived in a very nice neighborhood, and there were a lot of German Volksdeutsche, which means Germans of, well, they were well off, and my brother talked against the Germans. So my parents decided that he probably will be the first one to hang in the market when the Germans come. So they decided that they're gonna smuggle him to Warsaw to her brother. Warsaw is the capital, if anyone is familiar, of Poland. And of course, he was smuggled to Warsaw, and I don't have to tell you what happened in Warsaw. Warsaw was the uprising, and we never saw him again. I never saw my brother again. So there is now my sister, my father, mother, and me in this one room. Now, everyone in the ghetto, I am 12, she's 14, mother and father. Everyone in the ghetto, am I loud enough?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Had to work systematically. Every 3 weeks, the Germans came with microphones. The building was 3 floors. They would say, everybody come down. From all empty the apartments, come down to the yard. And they would take the people that were 70, 80, 60, children, infants, put them on trucks and took them away. We had no idea where they were going because the barbed wire, no radios, no information. So, but rumors were that they were going someplace, camps. There was never mentioned concentration camps because at that time there was still labor camps. There was a big difference. Labor camps, they had no ovens yet. This is 1941, but they took them away. And every few weeks, they were eliminating people, eliminating. In 1942, they were more and more eliminating. And what's left, everybody had to work 12 hours. For this, you got 2 slices of bread and a big pot of soup. Until today, I don't eat spinach. Why? Because the soup consisted of water and spinach, but the spinach was not washed. So it has the, if I eat spinach, I still have the taste of those sand and whatever it is. So my children eat spinach, but they eat this. They started eating spinach when they got married. I never gave them spinach. Okay, and this was the ration that you got. My mother was alive yet, so she gave me one slice of bread in the morning and one slice of bread in the evening. And systematically, they eliminated people to the ages of 45 to 14. All right, this is 1942. 1942, my sister caught typhus, and my mother took care of her, and luckily she did survive. She survived, but my mother did not. My mother survived. We had some, does anyone familiar with protectia? Protectia means that you know somebody and they allow you to take your work to home. So consequently, my sister and I, my mother was sick, but we did her work at home. So she survived until 2 months before before they liquidated the ghetto. The ghetto was liquidated 1944, August 28th. Next stop, we are now only ages 14 up to 40, men and women. We are going now, we don't know. They tell us to come down and take our packages. We are going in these cattle cars. Auschwitz. Auschwitz didn't mean anything. I didn't know that they are burning people. They didn't tell us where we go, but that's where we landed. We are landing in these, the windows are about this thick, stepping on each other. We arrive in Auschwitz. On top, there is a makeshift, and there is an orchestra made out of survivors, and the melody that they are playing as we come down is beer barrel polka. Why is it until today? I think because it's good to march.
Genia, I'm sorry, but the people in the back, do you hear her? No, we do have